The Way of Mercy is a double-edged sword, and so are the monks that follow this tradition. So let's talk about it. Hey fellow Game Masters, I'm Richard Quiner, and welcome back to the RPG Daily, your daily dose of all things tabletop role-playing games, helping you build your world and master your game. Today we're talking about the Way of Mercy, one of the Unearthed Arcana monastic traditions for monks. Remember, this is playtest material. It's not officially published, but it is accessible for people to understand and learn from, which is why I cover these. As I go through this monastic tradition, of course, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let's have a little conversation about it and find out, see how you feel. The Way of Mercy it's one of those subclasses that I kind of have mixed feelings about, where they hit this middle ground between one side and the other, and it's supposed to be played as like a balance between life and death. That's kind of the idea. The Way of Mercy is that mix of healer and damage dealer, and it like kind of walks the middle ground of that. The monks who follow this monastic tradition are the type that are able to heal the sick and the injured and help bring people back to life and give mercy that way, but they're also the type that they can end people's lives if they're too far gone, or it kind of like when you have a horse that breaks its leg and you have to put it down kind of mercy. Two sides of the same coin. Flavor-wise, monks who follow this monastic tradition tend to lean towards wearing masks. This provides kind of a faceless healer or a faceless bringer of death, something of that sort. And in the Unearthed Arcana writings, they actually have a table of masks. You can roll a die and see what kind of mask you would wear, or you can just pick one off of the table. There is no real benefit from it, it's just for flavor. So let's cover some of these features of this monastic tradition. At level 3, you get Implements of Mercy. Implements of Mercy gives you extra proficiency with the tools and skills you might need to provide mercy. This includes herbalism kits, poisoner's kits, and the skills in insight and medicine. You can see how it would work. Herbalism kit can heal, a poisoner's kit can kill. Insight and medicine can be used for both depending on how you play them. They're good skills to have, a pretty basic level 3 feature. Also at level 3 you get the feature Hands of Healing. This is another basic skill for this class. It essentially is a simple healing ability for you to use. As an action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to touch a creature, and that creature regains hit points equal to your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. So at first it's pretty low numbers, but it can get a lot higher up. In addition to that, if you take your turn and you use the Flurry of Blows, you can use one of the Flurry of Blows attacks and replace it with this Hands of Healing without having to spend the extra key point for Hands of Healing. On the opposite side of that coin, also at level 3, you get the ability Hands of Harm. Now this is a simple damage dealing bonus that you get that is the exact opposite of Hands of Healing. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 1 key point to deal extra necrotic damage to that creature. The necrotic damage is equal to your martial arts die plus your wisdom ability modifier. The difference though is if that creature that you are hitting is already damaged. The difference though is if that creature you are attacking is already incapacitated or poisoned, your damage increases to 3 martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. So the thing is, if you are dealing mercy to an injured creature, you are more readily able to kill it. At level 6, you get the ability Noxious Aura. This is a kind of a poisonous aura that just you emit when you activate it. As a bonus action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to activate this aura, and it extends out from you at a 5-foot radius. This also lasts for 1 minute, or until you become incapacitated, or until you turn it off for free. While this aura is active, any ranged attacks against you are rolled with disadvantage, and any creature that starts their turn in the aura must make a Constitution saving throw. If they fail that Constitution saving throw, they become poisoned until the end of your next turn, and if they succeed, well, they just succeed, but the damage they receive if they fail is equal to your Wisdom ability score modifier. At level 11, you get the feature Healing Technique, which is essentially an upgrade to your Hands of Healing from level 3. With this ability, when you heal a creature using your Hands of Healing technique, you can also end 1 disease. The disease being blind, poisoned, deafened, or paralyzed. This is a really good ability to have at higher levels when you face opponents that can apply these diseases to your allies, so it's a good ability just to have in your back pocket. At level 17, you get the feature Hand of Mercy, which is kind of the pinnacle, uber powerful ability of this class. It can be used as a trap or as a defensive ability, but it has a couple moving parts, so let's go over this. As an action, you can touch a creature and spend 4 key points. That creature can, if they are willing, just take the effect of the ability, or if they are unwilling, they must make a Constitution saving throw. If they fail that Constitution saving throw, then the ability takes effect. The effect of this ability is that the target is placed in a state of suspended animation. Now, under this state, the creature is paralyzed, yes, and if anyone were to inspect the creature, they would just appear dead. The other side of this, though, is that creature also is immune to all damage. Any curses or poisonings or anything negative that has happened to that creature is also suspended along with them. Only one creature can be in this state of suspended animation at a time, and it lasts the number of days equal to your monk's level or until you decide to end it. So this, like I said, it could be used as a trap or as a great defensive technique. If someone is extremely injured and you are in a fight and they're not going to be helpful and they're going to die likely, you can put them in this state of suspended animation to just keep them protected and safe. I think that could work really well in some situations. In others, if you are fighting a particularly powerful enemy and you think you can just touch them and put them in this suspended animation state, you can trap them for a number of days to decide what to do with them next. So you have a couple options here of how you can handle this. Obviously, if you trap a creature, once the suspended animation ends, you'll have to figure out what to do with them then, but you can buy yourself some time, which is a pretty good thing to have. Looking at this subclass, I feel like this tradition is kind of weak. It's not focused, and that's kind of the classic thing that they like to do at Wizards of the Coast, is make a class that can play both sides very well. But this one, I feel like they just are a little too underpowered just by reading it. Obviously, I haven't played this myself yet. I've just read through it and looked at the numbers, and that's my opinion. But again, this is playtest material. They could fix this and come out with a great healer damager type subclass for the monk. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think of this monastic tradition in the comments below. I've been Richard. Thanks for watching.